Cowboys at Buccaneers. Line is Tampa Bay by 1. And I know that we got Matt Castle going, who's a nice value play, but still, Tampa Bay favored to win against the Cowboys, even with Matt Castle. It just still surprises me to see a Buccaneers favored to win.
Well, they're at home, which helps them out.
Yeah, and their defense has been it's been doing some stuff. That Quan Alexander, if there was an IDP fantasy DFS, I'd be playing him. But I have a big strong like on the Buccaneers,
Yeah, I do
which
too.
is Doug Martin. Not cheap,
No,
but not expensive.
and a lo-
6,700 on FanDuel. Sorry, you were.
well, I was going to say, I think I think Martin's a great play this week, especially because his price hasn't gone down too much.
Yeah.
But I think recency bias is going to keep a lot people away from him because over
Yeah.
the past 2 weeks against Atlanta, he had 23 carries for 71 yards. You like that work, but last week, I had him last week in a lineup, and it gets you in our head-to-head, and he only had 11 carries for 31 yards, 2 receptions for 12 yards, which is a cool 3.3 points on FanDuel.
Yeah. But
And
5,600 on DraftKings, so he's even cheaper on DraftKings
uh-huh,
relative
yeah,
PPR. And it was on the big TV, the Cowboys versus the Eagles last week. Imagine taking all three of those Eagles running backs and putting them into one person. They pounded it.
yeah, they did.
DeMarco Murray had a great game. Darren Sproles had a great game. Ryan Matthews had a 25-yard touchdown run. The Cowboys are banged up on defense. Who knows if Sean Lee will be clear to play with that bad concussion it looked like he got.
Yeah,
And then his backup, the guy that backed him up, got knocked out of that game. So it's like this is a team that's set up to be run against from a team that has a clear number one, and isn't going to want to pass the ball too much with Vincent Jackson still out, ASJ still on the questionable, doubtful fence. And you want to take pressure off that young quarterback. So the only scary thing here is that Jameis Winston is the kind who can run it in on a 3-yard run himself. So you do run that danger, the Cam Newton danger of poached touchdowns from your quarterback. But heck, this year we've seen Tom Brady run for touchdowns. We've seen Jay Cutler run for touchdowns. So you almost can't discount that anymore, no matter what the team. So I love Doug Martin in this game.
yeah, I'm a fan too. Dallas is giving up a 95.3 passer rating to opposing quarterbacks. I think would be a nice tournament play, a nice cheap punt play at quarterback. Who's he going to throw to? Mike Evans. You got to hope Safarian Jenkins maybe makes it onto the field, but again, we don't know. Vincent Jackson's out. The Cowboys are giving up 4.2 yards per carry, 111 yards per game on the ground. I think they're not world-beating numbers, but I think Doug Martin can take advantage of that banged-up defense, like you did say. I do think you can throw on Tampa Bay. They're giving up a 106 passer rating to opposing quarterbacks. It's Des Bryant's second week back. He's expensive, but I think that makes him a good tournament play because there's just too many other nice options around him that you could choose. You could go Julian Edelman for a bit more on DraftKings. Gronk in your flex for just an extra 200 on DraftKings. And FanDuel, Des Bryant is 8,100. I'd rather play Calvin Johnson for 8 or Julian Edelman for 8.
Yeah, but what you're telling me with all this, or what I'm hearing is, if you're looking for a cheap quarterback, Matt Castle at 6,300 in FanDuel, 5,000 in DraftKings is not a bad option when you consider he does have Des Bryant, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten, backs out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And he is experienced. Like, he's not a turnover machine.
No. He was
He's
quarterback
not
for my team last year.
he's not ridiculously dynamic, but he might be able to get it done. So that's
Yeah.
worth keeping in mind. If you want a piece of that potential passing game, but don't want to commit to one of those options at the price, Des Bryant at too much, maybe. There you go, Matt Castle.
Yep.
Plug him in and then put superstars around him.
I like it.
Him and Joique Bell and a ton of superstars.
You could do it.